All right, my friends. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday Live number 60. It's been a while, guys. It's nice to be back with you. Let me know how the sound is, if everything is nice. I'm logging in here to the live today. We're going to talk about one of my most successful arrangements on the internet, which is that of a Brazilian piece called Feira de Mangaio. Emerson, could you help me by putting the link of this video in the description of the music? I'm gonna also let's see if did I copy that. I need that link. Okay, can you get the link for me? All right, so this tune, guys, this arrangement is based on the rhythm of baião. Baião is one of the greatest Brazilian rhythms. It's very swingy, very dancey, and there's many pieces, many important pieces that have been written in with that rhythm. So we're gonna spend a little bit of time talking about just groove, okay? We're going to talk about just the groove, and then we're going to lay the piece over the groove. All right. I'm just grabbing the link here of the of my arrangement, and I'm waiting for more of you guys to jump in so I can start doing some playing. So I'm just taking a little time. All right. Taking a little bit of time. Here we have the link of this piece for all of those who want to know what I'm going to be talking about today. So I'm talking about how I came up with this arrangement. This arrangement in baião is one of the greatest Brazilian pieces called Feira de Mangaio. Anywhere in the world there's a Brazilian, they will know this piece if you play it. And people just tend to like it even if they don't know it. So what is the baião? Baião basically is made of a cell, a rhythmic cell that happens on the bass. It is a 2x4 rhythmic cycle, so just 2 beats. And you have a bass that plays on the 1st and 4th 16th of beat 1. And in beat 2, there's no bass. So what does that mean? If you have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 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 and there's beat 2. So boom, ba, ba, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, boom. So you have to mark this, and you're going to be playing this on the bass. So baião comes from the northern part of Brazil. Okay, we're going to be playing that on the bass. You can, all you guys can watch that link I just sent to you here on the chat, and then you can see what arrangement we're about to hit. Okay, so going on, here is the idea. First, we want to pull the strings on every 16th note, as such. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then the next thing we're going to do is put the bass on the first 16th, on the downbeat of 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to put the bass also on the 4th 16th note of beat 1. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys have to make this mechanical for your feeling, you know. You have to really master that feeling to where you don't even have to think about it. So here's the ending result. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just that is a great right hand exercise to really calibrate your hand and make sure you can do this with tiny movements. You should not be opening your hand and closing it too much. Just try to put your fingers right where the action happens, and then you just sort of move your entire hand, you know, just every joint very subtly, just enough to get your hand back to the string and getting that bass. That's the first exercise I want to get you guys doing with me. All right, let me know if you understand what I'm saying. Let me know if the sound is okay here today. And then, after we do that, we're going to start laying over the chords. One thing I like to do in this arrangement is as in any Brazilian music, I like to change the root between the root and the fifth. So if I'm playing an A minor chord, I'm going to be playing like this. Okay? So the first thing you want to practice is doing this. Let's say I'm going to play these two notes, the third and the tonic. And I'm going to go like this. There's many ways to play Baião, but this is just what I'm suggesting for this specific arrangement, okay? And it's going to be a great right hand exercise for you. So now, going on. First play the song in the recording. Okay. An idea. This, by the way, guys, is a 7-string guitar I'm using here. Okay, so you have this 7-string open. That's a B note, and I'm only using it mostly in 2 situations here in the arrangement. You can play this arrangement without a 7-string. The idea is I use the 5th of the bass. So every time I play an E chord, I play the bass on B as such. Okay. And another thing is when I play a D minor, you can play a D minor like this, or like this, but I like to put the bass on the root right here for my D minor, okay? Thank you, Chandel, thank you for that comment. So what's going on in this arrangement? Another thing before you start this arrangement is learning a concept of playing melodies in 6s on the guitar. When I say that is, use 2 notes that are a 1/6 apart, and that's going to look like this. On a D minor chord, for example, or A minor chord, we have the A minor scale right here, right? Going from the A. And to play it in 6s in A would be like this. The 6s are very handy, you know, they fit the board very comfortably because they are on frets that are very close, either on the same fret like this or just 1 fret apart, 2 strings apart. So that's the only shape of 6s you have. You have the minor 6 and the major 6. Okay, so I did the whole melody using 6s. So here I've done the 6s in A minor. Now if it was an E7 chord, it's pretty much the same. The B has the E together with it, the D. So you have this. Okay, so So what is this? Is a E Phrygian dominant scale, which is like an A harmonic minor, right? But with a root on E. And then I'm just playing in sixes. And that's going to be very important for this arrangement. Okay, bear that in mind. So continuing, guys, here's the melody. So that is an A minor. So I go like this. So actually, should be. So here's for A minor. And then I finally arrive on E. Okay? So again, that's the beginning. And now here I'm going to start doing the bayon, which is the... And then the melody goes... That's the sharp 9. Let's analyze this as being a sharp 9, flat 9, and tonic. So I go... And now the melody goes... when it does this, it's because it's an A minor. So as you arrive in the A minor chord, the bass goes to A minor, and you're going to go... And then in sixes would be... in this case, I didn't do the sixes. I just kept a C note to sort of play like a chord underneath that melody. You know what I mean? So you have that... Alright? And then the next part is the melody goes... So E dominant arpeggio. That's 3rd, 5th, and 7th from this shape. From this shape. That's where I'm seeing these notes. And then chromatically to down A minor. Here's where I'm seeing that note on the A minor shape. That is the minor 3rd right here. Should always try to identify the guitar this way. Sorry about the... Okay, so the whole thing now. Thank you for that donation, Felipe Bengals. This is amazing content. Thank you, brother. So here we go. In sixes. So here's in sixes. It's all the same fret. You can use a bar if you want. That's a coincidence from the Phrygian dominant scale. When you're playing in sixes, you can actually play the intervals of the flat 9, 3rd, 5th, and 7th just holding a bar. It's actually very convenient. Okay, so as I get here, right, so I basically that is a chromatic approach. Here's my target, I'm approaching from above. I find the place, but then I go a half step down and back up. So I got this. Yeah. This string is bad. Okay. The whole thing from the start. Here I play an A dominant. This is an A dominant chord. That means it has a major 3rd and a minor 7th. Okay, and that is like a 5 or 4. It's an A dominant going to D minor. So I go. Okay, that's the melody. This is the 9th tonic and 5th, and then. That's like a set of thirds approaching the chord tones, 3rd and 5th, 3rd and tonic. So I have this neighboring going down to the chord. And this chord lays right on the D shape of the Cajun system. The D shape, D minor. And then the melody goes da-da-do-da. So that's basically just arpeggiating the E chord here, right? right? 1, 3, 5, 1. Going down the scale. Back to A. And then on this part here, I decided to do it this way. I actually finger the entire chord like this, and I play with these two fingers, like two strings together at a time. Instead of going, I go. It's kind of hard. It's a good exercise for the right hand, I'll tell you that much. Here's the whole thing. This needs to be done slowly, like this. The melody goes up, right? Back to A. So here the way that I voice this is from the C minor shape, from the C shape of the cage system, the C minor. So I take it here up to A, and then I only take these two notes, play the chord like this, right? So that's third, tonic, and fifth. There's a string in between them, so I'm not actually strumming like this. If I was strumming, I would play the open G, or unless I muted it, like that. But what I did instead was to pick these strings, and I actually pick these two fingers, pick one string apart from each other. So like this, and this one, the one adjacent below. So, and then here the melody goes from the flat 6, flat 6, 5. So that chunk of the piece is and the rest is the same. Again. That's a great exercise, guys. You can, make a cup of coffee over this and just play just this section here. I've done this before, and I feel like it hasn't been enough. There's so this part is just sixes, but instead of going all the way here to grab this one, I change the shape to this one, and then from here on I do that same shape. So here's the exercise. Ensinar isso tudo, há muito tempo que eu quero aprender a tocar Feira de Mangaio CG. Oh, que massa! Valeu, João Maurício. Pode perguntar aí. Estamos à disposição aí, meu querido. This exercise. Again. And repeat. You can just cycle that and keep playing the bass on Baião style, like this. Okay, so that's a good exercise. All right, now going on to the verse. The verse is this. So it's thinking of a D minor chord. Here's a guess a D minor. If you have, you can play it like this, like an F major, but it's not F major. It's D minor with the bass on the third. That's a first inversion type of chord. Here's your D minor. If you don't have a 7th string, right, you can play it like this. And then I like to do like this, do this little slur. And if you have a 7th string, you can use the bass on the D, like Okay, so that's the the idea, guys. Here's a D minor if you have a 7th string. If you don't, just play it like this. And you have this. So you have this. You can play all these notes. D, B, D, F. All with the bass on here on F. For this part, you can go like here the technique I'm using free stroke as opposed to picado technique. You can do both. You can do the rest stroke or picado, right? Or free stroke. It's the free stroke. You don't lean on the guitar. They are both accepted. You know, they each have their advantages. I like to also use this as a percussive element. Right? And here, there's a part in which I'm playing the melody, and then when I'm not playing the melody, I'm just holding the groove. And here's the technique I use. I call it double stroke technique, which gets you to play like this. You take, usually I play that in internal voicings. I don't go up to the highest string, although you can do that too here. But for accompaniment purposes, you can play it in the inner voices. And then you go like this. Separate these two, this finger from these two. You play downbeat with the higher notes and the upbeat or the syncopated 16ths, however you want to see it, with the I finger. So you have this. And then the bass in Baião style is you should just spend some time on this groove. Just make sure you can make it nice and swingy. Okay? And also refer to the original recordings or famous recordings to really get to know the groove of the tune. Okay? So let me do that again for you. We were doing the melody. So here, it's on the first degree. The melody's on the tonic. That's 1, 6, 1, 3. I always identify everything I play. Okay, so D, da, 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 da. That's the third, down to the tonic of E. Da, 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 da. Here is 7, flat 6, 5, and this becomes the third of A. And this on this part, you can play in thirds like this. Okay. Again. What I did in my arrangement in this very moment is I made a bass line from going to D into E. I played like this. You know. Again. So boom, 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 right? And then after this part comes the A7. Here's A7, like that. So you go. What I'm doing here, this voicing is the tonic, the major third right here, and the 7th on G. But in order to rest your hand, you don't have to keep playing 16th notes every time. Sometimes instead of doing this, which is more stressful for the hand, you can do do these upward movement, upward rest strokes. So you do these upward rest strokes. All right, like so. Doing this technique is gonna give you some rest, so you're not doing this the whole arrangement. Because one thing I'll tell you, I kind of use this execution of this piece as a physical exercise for my arm, just to get just better with the guitar. Because it's extremely difficult actually, and I have a hard time every time I play this song. In the middle of it, my arm wants to sort of tense up and freeze, so I have to try to bring the tempo down a little bit, hold it back at least, and breathe, and try to keep it relaxed, keep it in rhythm, think about the groove and relaxation. So I have this duel going on in my mind every time I play this tune. It ain't easy, I'll tell you. Hi, John Mole from Volendam, near Amsterdam. Awesome. Thank you for being here, brother. So in case you guys want to know what I'm talking about, I posted in the beginning of the chat the link for this arrangement that I'm explaining. This has been one of my most watched arrangements on the internet, and I was very happy about it. I mean, it's not that many views. I think it's about 60,000 views. But it's the piece of music that I think I got the most views from, and people have asked me how to play that a few times. So I was thinking about writing this down, but I decided to make this live just to respond to some of those requests. So here we go, continuing that. Here's an A7 going to a D. In the key of A minor is very common. Basically, you're in A minor and you're doing a 5 of 4. The A minor becomes dominant, and you would call that a 5 of 4, over which you would use the Phrygian dominant scale, which is the flat 9, flat 13. Okay, so, and then I resolve in D minor. Now here's the catch. I decided to play this like a kind of like an accordion, which you open and close the instrument to get the wind going in and out, and then you get this double stroke sound, which is what I was using in the beginning. But then along with this, I created a bass line to lead you from D minor to G7. It's like this. 1, 2, 3, 5, 1. Right? And then here I got the 7, 3. 7, 6, 5, and resolve into G. So I have this. Again. Yeah, so see, I'm fingering it like this. Then the G. That's an easy one. Just finger the G. The sixes are right there within the chord. You have this one and this one. But if you just keep it like this, you get them both. Here I'm using the bass on the 7th string, but if you don't have one, you can just do this. And then I play the line to lead from C to F. I had to create a line, so I did this. That's from E, G, A, C. So all these are very welcome notes to C. You got 3, 5, 6, 1. So was that what I did? Yeah, as I'm holding this part of the chord. So go. And then that's the melody. Line is so and so on. Any questions so far, guys? Is this being helpful at all? Would you rather me talk about something else? Just give me some feedback here as how this time can be more helpful to you. I intend to stay here for an hour today, so we got half of the way into the live now. Let me know if you'd like me to go over the arrangement specifically, maybe talk about some improvisation over this, which is the kind of stuff that I really like to do. Maybe I'll talk about taking a solo over this. So we have this that's actually what I was trying to work in my own performance of this tune, is work on ways to improvise. So if here I have a D minor to an E7 to an A, that's a good territory to spend a little time improvising. So again D minor, E7, 1 on A minor. That's called a 4-5-1 cadence, because you have the 4, that is our Dorian mode, and then the 5, Phrygian dominant, and 1. So how would I improvise on that? As the D minor, it is just really a D minor with the major 6 right there on the bass. So I said to you it was Dorian, right? In the situation you have a tonic in minor, and the 4th degree minor is always Dorian. So here in this Dorian, guys, Dorian means it's a minor with a major 6. That's your major 6 right there, which happens to be in the bass here. And that is just another way to make a cadence into a minor chord. The cadence can be 4-5-1 or 2-5-1. Essentially, they're the same thing. So that's why it works. So going on. Yeah, Rodolfo. So here's a way that I've found out to do in case your hand gets tired, and you will need to do this when you perform this song for sure, because not only gives your hand some rest, but it also works as a variation, a different way to play something which always sounds musical, which is always good musically. So the way is, instead of going of going, hitting every 16th note, which can be stressful for the hand, you're gonna do this. Alternate between finger I and A, like this. So, when you're way up there in the tune, your hand starts getting tired. You see how much this is going to help you. It's much better than freeze, which I have frozen before playing this tune out in the public. First time I think I played in public, I couldn't handle it. You know, my hand just froze up, and it was kind of embarrassing. But it's one of those things you have to put yourself through in order to gain the experience, and then go home and seriously think about it. So going on here, this take of the this interpretation goes like this. I slide to the dominant chord here and go. Okay, so here's my E dominant chord from this shape, and I'm just playing an arpeggio, you know, I am A, and then chromatically, free stroke is what I'm doing. Again. Okay. And then here is also another way that I'm doing to finish off the tune, to make to give some rest for my hand, is instead of going which is a little more stressful, I'm doing this. So on the bass point of the baião, on those points, I'm actually strumming down like this. Or, and then on the other times I'm just doing up stroke, free stroke. It's a great technique to have. Okay, so that's the arrangement, guys, and that was the soloing game that I was playing before. I always like to do that, try to create little motifs and growth through this progression. So that was a little course of soloing. That's what it's all about, man. You have to take these themes, but not just use them as a, an arrangement, but a place to have fun. Every tune is a chance to discover, new things, new fingerings. All you have to do is just keep trying, keep exploring. Don't see pieces as an obligation to play just one way. Where you have a set arrangement and you always play it the same way, and you keep fighting yourself to try to play it perfectly. I think when you just embrace imperfection and take chances that come from within you, you're much more likely to discover interesting things, as well as your own personality. Allow it to flourish through the practice of allowing these ideas to flow. So I'm definitely an advocate of that style of playing music, which is breathe in a certain way. Yeah, maybe I'll play the arrangement once again, or you guys can interact if you would like. Let me know how this might be a helpful use of your time, what you'd like me to cover. Maybe some bass lines. In order to play bass lines over that progression, you need to know the arpeggios. So let's practice the arpeggio of these three guys. D minor, E dominant, and A minor. And then we connect the arpeggios later on. So here's D minor, it's 1, 3, 5. That's 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. Now I'm gonna play one leading tone to each of those notes. So leading tones are chromatic below. So and now I'm gonna play this with going down, but playing the upper neighbor of each of those notes. So if I'm gonna play here, I'm gonna play the upper neighbor, and then I'm going to D, I'm gonna play the upper neighbor. Going to A, the upper neighbor is B flat. So it sounds like this. Okay, so that's for the D minor. Now for E dominant. That's E dominant. Now the same way I'm going to apply leading tones to each of the chord tones. And now upper neighbors. And finally A minor. That should be an easy one. And then you try to connect these guys, right? From D minor to E to A. D minor. So you have to throw A dominant in there. No, A dominant, D minor, G7, C, F, B, half diminished. Yeah, guys. Well, guys, maybe I'm sensing you guys are not too much into the idea of this tune here. I haven't found much interaction between us. I think I'm going to call it off, guys. I'm feeling like going to make a cup of coffee. But I appreciate you guys being here today. All right. And I'll take any last questions if there are any. Is there anything else I may be able to help you guys with? All right, guys. No questions? No. Thank you. All right, guys. I'll catch you next time. I'll see you.